Well, folks, you asked for it. You said, Josh, we want to see that new 27 rear kitchen White Hawk. And folks, you are in for a treat. Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd here at Bish's RV, and they nailed this one. I've never felt that any RV is perfect, but this new update to the previous 26RK White Hawk, the new 27RK, is fantastic. I think it is categorically superior in my opinion here. Because it's a little bit larger, but it's about the same size. It's about the same weight overall. But what it brings with it, I think, is an improved bedroom and bathroom. I think a much improved bathroom for my own personal preferences. A awesome patio area with a big awning and I think a much better location for a camp kitchen. Instead of eating up the middle of your site, it's kind of back, it's out of the way, but it's there when you need it, and it's protected by the awning. We've got the wide stance axles with Goodyear endurance radials and factory tire pressure monitoring. Couple that with the fact that we've also got turn signal safety lighting and the prep package for a full observation camera suite, both sides and rear. And you've got one of like a very well handling, good riding RV here that has a lot of road safety things. And that's where I see this one. If you're looking for something where you're like, man, I want to be able to travel a lot, but when I get there, I want to set up shop and I want to have a lot of wide open space and I want to be comfortable. That's where this one comes in right here, and they absolutely nail it. You've got a choice between a king or a queen bed, both of which are 80 inches long, like a full residential length, so if you're taller than the average bear like me, Ted the bed goblin's not going to reach up from under the bed and rip your toes off or anything like that. Plus, the vaulted ceiling helps with the headroom, and Ted the bed goblin, he tends to stay out of the bathroom most of the time. And something I love about a big super slide rear kitchen like this is it just looks and feels enormous in here. Even though it's one slide, it feels like it has a multi-slide kind of space. I love what Jayco's doing. Not only are they carpetless, but they're doing slide matching flooring over here, so the slide and the main deck look the same, and it just gives it such a clean look that I think kind of makes it feel a little bit bigger. What we're looking at over here is the theater seat option. There is also a hide-a-bed swaption for that if you are so inclined. But what's so smart about this floor plan, like a lot of RVs, a lot of people say, why do they always put the windows overlooking the neighbor's campsite? I don't want to look at the neighbors. Well, I totally get that. That is really one of the other things I love about a big rear kitchen model. The couple of windows over there over the the back kitchen area are nice, but you also gain this nice big picture window over here right on the the door side of the RV, right under your awning overlooking your campsite. Now, if you hadn't already guessed, that is also the location of the entertainment center. The TV actually slides down on a gas strut assisted televator behind that electric space heat and bunion burner down there. So this one doesn't require any power or anything. It's just like a little latch. And I love watching those work. It's just so, it's like watching like soft closed drawers go to work, in a kitchen. It's just very mesmerizing, very satisfying to me. But this thing, it just has huge looks, huge windows, that giant mirror right there, giving you a good look at yourself before the neighbors see you, so you can feel really self-conscious, But it does the part of making the RV look and feel enormous, as a result. Now, you have two different decor options. The other one is the farmhouse decor, the basically white cabinets with the dark little accents on them, the distressing, I believe it's called. Whereas this is called the vintage decor. It puts a little bit more of like a taupe spin on that. Now, before we get back around to the kitchen, I actually want to give you a look up here because this is something that used to be optional and was so popular. They standardized in the White Hawks that big XL vent fan, but doing it over here in the kitchen area. Even though the stovetop vent hood does actually exhaust heat outside, there's a lot of people that want to be able to force a good, breeze through their campers, with the windows open, basically. That is one of those things that those can do for you very, very nicely. We're looking at the 12-volt DC compressor fridge here. There is a gas-electric option. There's solar options on this. This RV happens to have both the 12-volt fridge and the optional solar package on it. So you can build it more park use friendly. You can build it boondock friendly. You can build it for kind of an in-betweener use like you're seeing here as well. But where I think this one absolutely smokes its predecessor is the total storage space in here and the countertop prep space. Because when I hear the phrase rear kitchen, I personally have an expectation of lots of countertops and lots of cabinetry. This one delivers. It delivers on that promise and that expectation. The previous 26, it always bothered me. It felt very lacking in those areas. And they tried over the years to come up with a few different solutions. I just don't know if they were ever totally successful, which is probably why I said, okay, what if we wipe the slate and we kind of start over here a little bit, you know? I mean, first of all, especially if you have the TV down and you're doing it like a game day nacho serving station, holy crap, Batman. HBC, man. Or no, HCB. I'm stupid. You get the idea. I mean, just, it's, you have a, like, aircraft carrier deck length of total countertop space here. I think a couple adults could lay, nose to toes on that thing and, not really be fighting for space, although I don't know why anybody would want to do that. And good drawer space in this one. And notice, like, every little pocket, they opened it up. They did something with it. They didn't waste any of that space. Now, as you, what was I going to say? Oh, as you may have guessed, your dinette can fold down into a sleeper. But as I mentioned earlier, there is also a, hide-a-bed swaption you could put in place instead of the theater seating that we're looking at over here. Now, I don't know that it necessarily needs it, but in these bigger Jaycos, anytime you get the theater seat, you're also getting these little cup holder mounted swivel stands, the cupception swivel stands, because you still have a cup holder inside of the cup holder now. You also have perfect little remote control storage space right there. And I do believe that TV we looked at is an Insignia Smart TV. So, you can keep connected to your favorite RV videos. Probably not mine, but, you get the idea. Never mind. Couple other things to showcase for you up top here. You've got this big skylight in that vaulted ceiling. You can see all the headroom you get here. So it's still like a 6.5 footish kind of sidewall, but it vaults up about 5 inches or so, and it really opens it up nicely in here. And this sunlight, if you don't want to feel like an ant under a magnifying glass, you can always pull that blackout shade right there just to help kind of dye it down a little bit. And as I'm walking past this, what's your opinion on the mechanical gas-strutted televator versus a power lift televator? Do you have a preference there? Does it matter? I kind of prefer the gas strut stuff because it moves faster for me. Anyway, one of the other things I want to point out to you here, you got some options with your air conditioning. Whitehawks, basically at this point, they're pretty much like all 50 amp service. This is a 14,500 BTU Furrion Air, so you don't have to worry about, do I get the big one or the small one? Is there an option? You just get the pretty big one all the time. You can option a second one of these into the bedroom, though, in case you want to be breathing icicles. But I know our viewers in Arizona, Texas, Florida, hot summer camping places, that's pretty much like, yeah, if it doesn't have a second air, don't even waste my time, buddy. And not only do I think this is like the best rear kitchen Whitehawk they've had so far, I think it's the best bathroom they've had in a Whitehawk. Arguably, I somehow managed to, I don't know, mushmouth a couple extra syllables in there, but you get the idea. I think it's a great bathroom. Now, there's fantastic personal body space around that porcelain foot flush toilet. But, I mean, Whitehawk is really starting to be this brand that, like, pulls out all the stops. It's the reason that they've gotten heavier and more expensive over the years, but, like, the extra cabinetry, the extra everything they're putting in here is awful nice. And that vaulted ceiling really makes a big difference for somebody like me when my head's, up inside there, so I don't have to have my head necessarily in the skylight to take a shower. And not only is there good storage here, they're throwing a door on the storage, so your body wash and your towels and everything don't end up on the floor when you get there. Although, notice how the lower pocket's always open. I think that's like maybe easy toilet paper access or something like that. Now, over here, the door doesn't go all the way down to the floor, so maybe it's not like friendly for wastebaskets or something. But personally, I think I could probably put a wastebasket over there in that corner. I don't think it'd be in the way, but it would be readily available and handy. Oh yeah, by the way, that extra little cabinet up here, I'm going to call it the Lipitorage. I think that's going to be perfect little place to maybe keep those extra odds and ends Now, on our way back kind of past the bathroom here, you'll see that if you get the solar package option out of this, that's where the controller is going to be located, or at least the prep point to add your own controller. 30 amp, this is a PWM controller. I know a lot of people prefer MPPT. That's what this one comes with. If you wanted an MPPT, we could always swap that out for you. But we've got a 190 watt Go Power solar panel on the roof that we're going to get a look at in a few minutes here. But basically, this, I do have a battery on the RV right now. I'm not running the fridge, but I'm not losing juice. I'm actually charging the battery even with all the lights that I've had on this whole time. You have a sliding privacy door here for the bedroom, which I think I like because it allows you to maintain privacy without like a swinging door causing you to have to like, go forward, go back, whatever. And again, White Hawk with the touches. The little, when a sliding door closes, it always feels like there's the little peak line. Well, they trim that out. And then they give you a latch right here so you can actually, lock the door effectively and give yourself privacy. Now, by default, this has a 60 by 80 queen bed up front here. But, if you're looking for a king bed, guess what? You can do that too. What's really interesting about White Hawk, they do something almost no one else does. They have two different sets of bedroom cabinetry standardized in their factory. So if you get the king bed, your side stands and your hanging closets get a little bit smaller. Now, I don't ever like the loss of storage, but they give you the choice between maximum storage with a queen bed or maximum sleeping with a little bit less storage with the king bed. Or if you really want all the space in the world and you feel like if this would make you feel claustrophobic, get the king bed option, swap it out for a queen mattress, and be done with it. And not only are there household and USB outlets on the face of both of these side stands, they're kind of hard to see because it's dark on dark. You see that little cutaway alcove back there? There are household outlets tucked away back there as well, up by your headboard. Perfect little place to plug in like a phone charger or something like that. If you get the second air conditioner, it's going to occupy this roof vent up here. But by default, what this has going on for us is a small, simple 12-volt vent fan. Easily upgraded, obviously. And I tell you what, bedrooms like this with windshields, I'm almost starting to become of the belief that they really almost should have some kind of dedicated room fan system. Because that windshield looks amazing, and you see a little drop knob hanging down. It does have a blackout shade to keep the sun from cooking you like an ant under a magnifying glass. But it is seriously about 10 degrees warmer in this bedroom right now as compared to the rest of the RV. Because it's just letting that sun billow in here and hold it in a small room. That's the kind of stuff I don't know that a lot of people are going to share with you because they might be afraid that, oh no, I might lose a sale with this customer. I want to give you the best, most real information I possibly can, show you all the different storage space and whatnot, so that you know if this is or is not the right RV for you. Like, a lot of people love windshields because they look amazing. But, like, there's a reason Imagine doesn't do front windshields, because it would cause a giant thermal hole in the wall right there. So, it's a give and a get. I don't know. What do you like, windshield or no? Now, kind of flip it around the other way a little bit. Again, using that sort of TV reference point as a hookup. This is the bonus closet over here, kind of shared behind the shower, beside the bathroom vanity. This has become a very dominant arrangement in the RV industry for a lot of reasons. Because it just gives you a ton of bonus storage without eating up or losing any kind of like living space. And I mean, when is more storage the wrong answer? Apparently I need to, I rubbed my gloves on this earlier. It looks almost like a crime scene. I'm like, oh, send help. Anyway, now, you may have noticed the lights went out in Georgia, and I've got us situated in totally simulated road mode right here. Like a lot of rear kitchens, when you have the, refrigerator on that rear wall, it does mean that by default you lose fridge access, but this is a rack and pinion slide. So if you do want to partially deploy the slide to get to that fridge, you do have that ability, assuming you have the room. And here's another little pro tip for you. When you are traveling with a traditional booth-style dinette, unless it like brackets and secures to the wall or straps down, it is best advised to put that table down in transit so it doesn't jiggle bang an earthquake all over the place and smash itself into like the front of your cabinetry, because that's not how anyone wants to begin their camping adventures. And good grief with the sun hitting that thing. That is a good-looking, spaceship-looking trailer right there, isn't it? Man, that looks good. And again, the windshield looks so good. It's a big thermal hole in the wall. I suppose you could always stuff pillows up in there and pull that shade down if you want, to keep the sun out of it, but you still want the good looks from the outside. Kind of, I don't know, whatever you feel like doing. Something that's far more uncommon that they're doing here also are the 30-pound propane tanks instead of 20s. Even some bigger things are still using 20-pound tanks. I get that they're easier to exchange on a Sunday. If you're going to be in it for a while, though, the 30s are kind of nice, especially if you're going to be cold camping, because you can burn that propane pretty fast. You'd be exchanging a lot of 20s. Now, up here, you've got a nice, good, full pass-through compartment. You can see that silvery slam latch over there on the other side. Just to the left of that, by the way, let me get this out of the way. Battery disconnect switch. If I'm going to be picky, I'd rather be up a little bit higher, but it ain't bad. Now, you might notice there's an interesting little slot staring at us. That's a dedicated storage space to our portable picnic table that we're going to see back there at the camp kitchen. The sleek frameless windows looking good on this one. Those tilt open so you can get rainy day airflow. The offset, they don't tilt open very far, so you don't get a lot of airflow. Ooh, look at the awning shroud. They're throwing a white top on that just to help with the efficiency of the operation of that. That's a nice little touch. You see the 2+3 sticker there shining off the door. That is one of the things Jayco's very proud about. They have pretty much in almost any class in which they compete, the longest, most comprehensive warranty available out there. The wide stance stability axles helping take that herky-jerkiness out of the towing situation. And for the stable steps right there, actually kind of, you see how they sort of overlap with the wheels just a little bit. Those stable steps literally allowed the engineers to better load balance the tongue versus the tongue weight of it, basically. They could put the axles where they wanted. My brain totally went on hiatus for a minute there. That's not an unusual occurrence with me by anything. Goodyear Endurance radials, and again, factory standard TPMS now included on these. That was an optional thing the last couple of years. They said, we're just going to standard. Oh, the bedroom TV bracket that you just saw sitting on that one window treatment, I forgot to verbally mention it, but that TV bracket could also mount out here. So what you can do is have an outside TV or a bedroom TV. You could use the bedroom TV mount almost like just a travel mount point for your outside television, or you could get an extra bracket and have like 3-zone entertainment going on this thing. But look at the awning. Look at how the awning fully encompasses the camp kitchen. I think that is so awesome. So if it is a rainy day, you don't want to put all that cooking heat and humidity inside the RV, you can still kind of pop out here and have a little bit of a good time. Now that big cardboard box, that is the griddle that would go on this little extended tray that's in the bottom right corner of the screen right now. Now, if you want to, you can turn that tray 90 degrees the other way. Just you do whatever you want with it effectively. And over here, we have our little dad's medicine cabinet. Perfect little spot for the, bottled water and the barley pop. Still a full bumper on these, too. That's a thing that a lot of travel trailers have lopped off. A lot of people ask why. I'll tell you the real reason. The real reason is manufacturers are required to report the length of their RVs from the tip of the tongue to the back of the furthest fixed point, in which case that would be the bumper. So by lopping off the bumper, manufacturers can report their RVs as about 6 inches shorter in length, which makes them more attractive to customers. It also saves off a chunk of weight, and it saves a chunk of cost. That's the real reason most manufacturers do it. There's nothing wrong with any of those factors, but I think a lot of people still like to have a bumper. So let me ask you, now that I've kind of said that, do you like a bumper? Do you like no bumper? What would you prefer? And they just did something that just blew my mind on this thing. You hear me say all the time, most of the time when a manufacturer has like a kitchen in the back and a bathroom in the front, you're going to have split sewer hookups, right? Because it's really hard to cross plumb and pipe everything, right? That is generally true. But they did it. That is a single sewer outlet located just in front of that super slide right there in this RV, so that you don't have to do the sewer hose swap off, the sewer hose square dance, the stinky slinky square dance. There we go. That sounds all right. Anyway, you get the idea. When it's time for stink pickle deployment, it's a lot easier on one of these things. I'm very impressed. If this is an indication of like the future of where Whitehawk's going, grab your hat and hold on. We are in for a ride here. This is, I think, maybe one of the best Whitehawk floor plans I feel like I've ever seen. All that counter space, what they're doing with their carpet list, just, I could just start repeating myself over and over. This is killer. This is killer. It might be a little bit heavy for a lot of half tons. That is definitely one of the things. The wide stance axles will help. You really want to watch the weight on these. Whitehawks started as like a ultralight. They've really become more of that heavier premium grade kind of brand over the years. It's kind of interesting how they've evolved, and a lot of that is based on, you know, your feedback. And that's the other thing I'd like to ask. Let me know. New model. Did they nail it? Did they fail it? What's your favorite thing? What's the one thing you'd like to see changed given the opportunity? Leave me a little comment. Let me know. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. You really keep me going, you know? So take care, stay safe, have fun, and best wishes from Bishes, everyone.